What is up? Okay, so there's been a few changes. I gotta learn how to not look at my phone. I'm using the iPhone SE 2020 to record this right now. So I say a lot evidently. I got a new lizard a couple months back. He had two instances. Evidently, the mealworms eat the bark very quickly. So, I found 3 total. I'm talking little mealworms, like smaller than what you see here. Those are also growing, but very slow. So I had some mealworms put in here, along with the waxworms. And a mealworm grew up, and you see his tail. It was chewing him. And I got it out. I took the mealworm out. I knew exactly what happened. But then a couple days later, it happened again, and I saw it getting bigger. You can see how much damage there is. And I was like, what the fuck? So I did a whole aquarium change. I went through all that shit to clean this up. He basically was worn out. I had a different container in here as well, and he got stuck in one of those, and I thought that's originally where this happened. Sorry, I was setting him back down. He gets a little skittish in the tank. He's pretty good when you get him out, but as of lately, I've been having a few issues. I've got to go to work here in a little while. Oh, his back leg, I'm starting to see a difference there too. He's probably hurting. I've been having to really keep an eye on him. I've been daily feeding him. Shit, I'm seeing a difference now in his walking. I'm gonna try Pinky for the first time as well. Jeez. Yeah. Really, he's been hovering over here. He's been eating the calcium worms. He's been eating the calcium worms just fine. Haven't been having any issues. He was chasing crickets originally, and then that's when I thought these little microscopic, I have microscopic in here. These guys are growing up quick. Like, I have too many mealworms, but you see here, some of these are really teeny tiny, and this is what I was trying to get him to eat. He evidently didn't. He doesn't want to focus. Okay, so he evidently didn't eat them, and I'm not going to try them again because of the way he's been acting. You can definitely see it's hurting. And I'm hoping he doesn't lose his tail. I am really, like, this is just damn mealworms too. They are aggressive as hell. I keep nothing in with my mealworms because of how aggressive they are. And really there was no intent in having a mealworm loose in his environment, because that's just gonna help him or encourage him to have his wild instinct come out. I have been using the dish and the calcium worms just because those are easy. I'm really worried about them, actually. It sucks. Little update here. This was a scorpion tank, and now there's like hundreds of crickets. Little baby crickets. I have recently put some of those big black wild crickets in here, and they had babies. Except I'm not seeing any little ones. Like, they're young. They're like little teeny tiny spots. There's one. There's one right there. Let's see if I can zoom this. So that's one of the black ones. And eventually they'll breed between the two. They're a little chunkier than these other crickets. More robust. As you can see, they're everywhere. And I don't know why the scorpion ended up passing away. So put the egg crate in there just to space them out, give them a little bit more breathing room. Pac-Man, you can see him. Needs probably a little bit of water. It's been evaporating quick. As you can see him down in here. He's getting quite large. He grows really fast, actually. It's quite interesting. You see a little bit of green on the side of him. I'm making this very quick. I'm about to have a new video that I'm going to be setting up. I'll even show you the plants that I just had to water. These are drying up too. I've been having an issue with keeping up with the plants. Really, most of my time's been going to him. I've got to make sure he eats every day. The pinkies, he is not. I did try a pinky the other night. He wouldn't accept it. I gave it to the Pac-Man. It was a teeny little thing. So, let's move forward. And, well, first I'll show you the moss tank update here. It is getting huge. I opened it up for some ventilation, and I got some plants in here I'm trying to reroot. Whatever. I'm not going to clean the glass. So the moss back there is getting pretty thick. Keep in mind, this is not aquarium moss. This is wild moss. This is not what you find, you know, in people's frog habitats and stuff like that. The ferns, you definitely can. And some people, I guess, grow the moss, but that is quite often. Okay, so my new moss back there was a tree type moss, just cut off as a little square. But we're gonna focus on this today. This is where I started this video, and the end is where I'm gonna give you a little teaser for something else coming up. Okay, so this down here, without me cleaning the glass, it's gonna be really difficult to tell. But you can tell that's moss, but you can tell that's like mold and stuff. But on top of that mold, I don't think it's gonna focus. On top of all that mold is moss. And this is what I've been predicting for a long time. We go up to North Carolina, places like that, and you see the rocks. So you dig down the rocks, you find generally water, a little bit of water flow. I believe that these things pile up over time, trees, shit like that. Well, anyway, the algae started growing. First it was the algae. Every time I grow the moss, it dies back and molds over just like this. But what I've been doing is letting my algae growth grow because I'm positive of what is about to happen to some extent. There's going to end up channels in here in the algae eventually. Like you can see a spacing right in here, and it looks like it goes down. So there's going to end up channels here, and that all this up here is going to get covered in moss. Big old sheet of moss that's just going to basically appear like it's floating on top. This is just a prediction, but I can already see the moss starting, and it's taken a while because I've cleaned this. I keep cleaning the algae out of there. Oh, sorry. I keep cleaning the algae out of my tank, and then I start saying, hey, you know, I'm starting to see this white. It's going to do the same thing that this did up here. The only difference is I've got water under here for movement. It should create better flow. In time, sphagnum moss will be what I'll be growing, probably on the bottom of this. The only factor there is table it's on, condition, the weight of the rocks. That's a lot of weight. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna pause. We're gonna run, and let's go. All right, we're running. We're finishing this run. Okay, there. Boom. What is that? Oh my gosh. 350, 300. I don't know what this is, tank wise. I think it's 300 gallon. It's got a lot of work. You can see somebody scratched, not necessarily here, but the inside has been all scratched up. I predict I can sand that out no different than my countertops that I used to do. And you can still see I got sheets, freaking half a sheet of sea glass right there. Oh, boom! What kind of job do you need from that? Actually, I got a whole corner of solid surface countertop in general. And I did used to do this kind of work. I'm not the best, but in the end, it comes out the best. I'm not the best at cutting, stuff like that. Small guy. It's hard to move a whole sheet sometimes, especially, yeah. You get it. You get the idea. Anyway, so this is going to be my new project. Actually, I have no space. I got to clear out my garage. I would like this on my side wall. But what's up is I got another one of these. Hopefully I'm getting tomorrow. dirt cheap. Cheap enough I can leave it in the yard. It's no big deal. But so next, what we got going on here is I ended up receiving 4 30 or 29 gallon tanks and the sump for the tank that hopefully I will be getting tomorrow. Cutanic. A little bit overkill. I think I'm putting it right here. I can't put it in the garage right now. I got too much to do. Should clean that corner, huh? Before more of the moss starts growing. Anyway, so here's what we got going on so far. Was the first tank I received. I ended up wiping it out. I crawled inside this thing and did the glass, wiped it all down. You can see the streaks from where I should have wiped it again. Little, just marks. I wonder if that does wipe right off. We'll see. Oh yeah, look at that. Wiped right off. Let's see your focus. You see the little white marks? Boom. That came right off. Focus on my finger. White marker right here. Right there. That is from me using, I used glass cleaner. Cerulean oxide, I believe it is called. I'm not too sure about the product. It's the same as Barkeeper's Friend or whatever. Evidently, Barkeeper's Friend was highly recommended over. So, as you see, move the dog food bin. I brought out my mangroves. I've been keeping mangroves in this to make bonsais. Well, screw the bonsai idea. That's out the door. Set that down. Bonsai idea is out the door. We are gonna grow these. Hopefully they'll stay yay level under the light. They're definitely gonna grow, but I want to see these roots just down to the bottom. They can take over the piping. It won't be a big deal. The weight shouldn't be a big deal. Weight is supported back there by the tank itself. You can see right here, they were starting to reroot. Man, my fingers are dirty. Excuse me. The moss. I have, I believe that's called a coon's tail. That was given to me by the previous owner of the tank. And then you see like a Java moss of some sort, and then the duckweeds in the Java moss up here. I don't have much of the coon's tail. This guy also gave me a bunch of these. These are bristle-nosed plecos. Unfortunately, he was in the process of moving. These were just the stragglers that didn't get taken up by somebody else, so I was able to receive about 12 of them. And in the process of those 12, I've lost a gazillion. I think 3 died during the 2 moves because I had them in 2 different groups. When I got the tanks, I got the last 6 or so. So 2 died in the move. I lost numerous to my bluefin killifish. Bluefin killifish are not aggressive, or not supposed to be aggressive. They definitely are, and they definitely will eat other small baby fish. So keep that in mind if you're trying to breed. They are friendly. They will be a community fish, but when I keep them all together in a tank by themselves, and then I try to introduce something else, they are super aggressive. You can see 2 more. You can see 2 more of these guys right here. And another one right here. So, like I said, there were a lot more the other day. I have taken the Java moss that I got from him, put it everywhere. You can go so far. It's in the tank, and hopefully I can get that to continue growing. But I also want it to wick up here and keep my other rocks. I want it to grow so my other rocks will stay moist, and then I have some of this wild moss I'm able to retain. This is going to be a learning process for me. Part of what I want to do, I am being told, I've overhearing that people don't like to buy aquariums for fish after it's been for reptiles. I was told reptiles. I'm about to use frogs. I would like to set up a vivarium, half water, half trees and stuff, and try to get those barking tree frogs breeding. That is really something that I think would be fun in life to do, and be able to release them because they are native, but also at the same time possibly be able to sell them and ship them other places. They're just a really cool frog in general, and kind of a hidden, what I consider to be a hidden gem. Yeah, I don't know. I really like the barking. That's all. You can see what I got though, tank wise. I got the other one. The other one in the garage needs to be all seamed up. Completely seamed up. Like I said, there's no fish in here. This isn't necessarily going to be a breeder tank, but I might have some fish breeding in here just because we can see them. It'll be easy for a while. I've got to make a lot of space set up. My garage is basically going to be converted to a room for these bigger tanks. And in time we'll insulate everything. I'll leave enough space where I can get behind tanks. Actually, if my tanks are sticking out like I did this one, because I mean it takes up the whole patio pretty much. And I thought about switching out the tank I'm getting tomorrow. Oh my gosh, doggies, hear that door, they go off. I thought about switching this and putting it in this corner. There are other things I got from this whole purchase. You see my rock collection now has grown. Most of my rocks I keep around the front pond. So this is the rock collection, but not just that. Got a bunch of this stuff. I already had like one of those things right there. We had that. I got that guy, all of this. There's some really cool stuff in here, molded wise. Got a bunch of lime rock, corals. I mean, some of this looks like just like, shut. Why isn't it going to focus? Some of this has some really cool designs. Looks like it had some flow to it. So I'm trying not to break some of this. Yeah, this is where I got the limestone with the algae growing on it. Some nice pieces. Got some really nice flat ones that could look really nice set up on the tank. Make it look like a limestone encasing around it or something. I really want to utilize every bit of my space. I want to be able to use the inside for water, but then also have the plants and stuff growing on top. And all in good time, right? All in good time. All be figured out. It's kind of just an evolution. I haven't drawn up anything. I haven't really said, oh, this is what I want to do. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna cut the video there. Again, tell me in the comments. Should I just go with freshwater that I'm doing now? Plants, all that good stuff? Or should I try to get some salt in here? I mean, I'm gonna have another tank eventually, and I can convert one of the others to completely salt. But for now, algae purposes, focusing on how everything's gonna run, how much maintenance I have. For now, I'm just gonna run with fresh. But tell me in the comments, what should I get? We can do a lot of catching here in Florida. So going down and catching some critters is gonna be an option for both salt and fresh. I do not predict I will be buying very much for a little while, because there's going to be a lot of rearranging in the future. This one, super easy to rearrange. Just drain the water, use a pump, drain the water out, you siphon it really right where I am now. Don't have to worry about the ground getting wet. Just no big issues. So anyway, leave me a comment. Tell me salt or fresh. Tell me why too. Don't just say salt, fresh. Give me a reason why. I don't know much about the aquatic world. I know a little bit, but you know, there's a lot to learn. Even when you do know a lot, there's a lot to learn. I solved the issue with my with the Savannah monitor. I did not expect mealworms to actually grow up in that container like they have. It really sucks. And actually, there weren't that many, which sucks even more. So, it's a live and learn process. I mean, we all are. Even when you think you know things, things still happen. And I knew mealworms are aggressive. I stressed it a little more in this video, but I've known that for a long time. Voracious appetites. I just never thought one or two would grow up to do what they did. I know he can't eat a full-grown one. I have watched him try to nibble on a young one, but I thought he would eventually just eat them. Anyway, so there's Tank, Scorpion, or Skeleton. Why did I say Scorpion? I'm talking about the critters. Skeleton's gonna wave by. I'm gonna wave by. And you guys have a wonderful evening.